And now it's time for Houston's hottest relationship advice talk show, Love in Black with Tory and Teri. This show is sponsored in part by Gracie's on Kirby in Houston, Texas, and the Carrabba's Family Restaurants. And now your hosts, Tory and Teri.
Hey, and welcome back to another episode of Love in Black with Tory and Teri.
Hi, everybody. We're glad you can join us today. We want to thank you for your continued support, right?
What's up, baby? Got all your black on? We all blacked out today, right?
Yeah, black is my thing.
Ooh, I like that. Anyway, hey, y'all. Don't forget to continue to support our sponsors with your patronage. All you got to do is go to Gracie's Restaurant for a great dining experience, and they are on Kirby Drive in Houston, Texas. Also, Valencia Couture for women for all your formal, gala, all that good stuff. And also, Black Christian influencers to find out what's going on. Creators Guild Studios, which is our studio. If you guys are looking for a place to shoot or record, you can always contact them. And Gulf Coast Jewels. And don't forget to mention Love in Black with Tory and Teri to receive a special discount.
Yes. You can find them all on our social media platforms at Love in Black with Tory and Teri. Also, go to our counseling website at iforeverwill.com and go to the menu and click radio show. Complete the form and type BOGO in the message box to receive a buy one, get one free counseling session. That's BOGO, y'all. Right there. Type it in. We'll check you out.
That's right. Hey, and when we return from our break, we are continuing part deuce of last week's show with our awesome guests, Ramel and Candice Blue.
It's a party, y'all. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Hey, what's up, family? This is KG Smooth, and you're listening to Love in Black with Tory and Teri right here on Praise 92.1.
Hey, I think we need to talk.
Whenever you say we need to talk, it's always something about me.
No, it's about us.
Here we go again. Same-ish, different day.
All right then. Are you having trouble communicating? I Forever Will Christian Marriage Counseling has helped many couples overcome these challenges and many others. Contact us today at iforeverwill.com or call us at 346-349-6441. And now, back to Houston's hottest relationship advice talk show, Love in Black with Tory and Teri. This episode of Love in Black with Tory and Teri is brought to you by Gracie's Restaurant on Kirby Drive and the Carrabba's Family of Restaurants. If you would like to be a guest, sponsor, or advertise, contact us at info@loveandblackwithtoryandterry.com.
Hey, and welcome back to Love in Black with Tory and Teri. Hey, remember, for all your marriage and relationship counselor needs, please go to our website at iforeverwill.com, fill out the consultation form, and as a special this week, type in buy one, get one. So that's BOGO, buy one, get one. Also, if you're on I Forever Will and you want to be a guest, advertise, sponsor, or send in a letter to the radio show, just click on radio show and complete that form as well.
We had so much fun on our show last week that we ran out of time. Last week we were discussing their love story and the fact that the lovely Candice proposed to her honey, Ramel. So for the first time in Love in Black history, we're doing a part 2 segment with our good friends, Ramel and Candice Blue. Welcome to the show.
Welcome back.
We're so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having us.
No problem.
It's so
we
fun.
had to. You know, we laughed so much, and we were listening to the show a couple of days ago, actually. And I was like, oh my God, how are we going to top this? Because we had so much fun and everything. I love how everything is just so organic. Yeah. So for people that didn't get a chance to listen, shame on you. But for people that did get a chance to listen last week, give us a quick rundown of who you guys are.
Yes, snippet. Remember, it was a snippet.
Ladies first.
My name is Candice Blue. I am co-owner of Next Home Elite Advisors. I am the team lead of the Houston Luxury Living Team. I'm a Houston native, married to RJ Blue, and I have 2 daughters, Paige and Gabrielle.
All right.
Yes.
All right. And my name is Ramel Blue, and I am Candice's husband.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet, that's it.
But I'm also I'm a trial attorney for Nationwide Insurance. I am the proud father of Paige and Gabrielle. I'm originally from Akron, Ohio, and people who are around me will hear that quite often.
Amen.
But I've been a Houstonian for 21, 22 years now. I love it here, but I am from Akron, Ohio, and folks who know me hear it often.
All right, James, LeBron James, make sure you listen in.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so check it out, you guys. We're going to jump and dive right in. So I always do my segment, the one that he always inserts himself, the rapid fire. But this time we have a twist. Ramel is going to ask me the questions. Be nice, brother.
Okay.
Go
You ready?
ahead. Yeah.
All right. Question number 1.
Okay.
Android or Apple?
Apple.
Oh. I'm going to ask a better question. Samsung or Apple?
Apple.
Chanel or Louis Vuitton?
Come on, friend. You got this.
Louis? Okay. All right. Tupac or Biggie?
Can I
Oh,
answer
you
that?
know, right?
You're going to help a friend? You can call a lifeline.
Baby, baby.
You know what? I gotta go with. Oh wow! I gotta go with Tupac. That's Cali.
I figured the West Coast in
Yeah,
you would
West
come out
Coast,
and say that. All right. Boys to Men or Jodeci?
How'd you know that? Because Boys and Men is like one of her favorites.
I just came up with these.
The harmony. Oh my God.
He's not playing fair.
Okay, so I'm just gonna do this because I am.
Girl, answer the
as a
question.
woman, I can change my mind anytime I want. So today, I'm going with Jodeci today. I'm
Okay.
in a Jodeci mode today.
Okay.
Good answer.
Las Vegas or New Orleans?
Vegas, baby. I've got Lost Raiders. You know, yeah, it's the Lost. Yeah, Las Vegas Raiders.
All right. And last question. Krispy Kreme or Shipley's?
Crispy.
What?
Cream. Yeah.
Are you serious right now?
Traitor.
Are you serious right now?
Traitor.
No.
I've never heard of
Shipley's
Shipley's
all day.
No,
Shipley's melting in your
Shipley's.
mouth
Are you
all
kidding?
day long.
Disappoint, but it is what it is.
No, it's
Shipley's all day. Thank you.
We're going to go to
Thank you.
Shipley's after this, and
All
we're
right.
not going to invite them.
That's cool. That's cool.
They don't even have a hot now sign at Shipley's.
They don't need
Because
one.
they're always hot.
They don't need one.
Right. Well, we're hot right now.
Always
We're
hot.
definitely hot right
I
now.
know,
How
right?
about that?
So, hey, Candice, last week you were here. We were talking about how untraditionally it is, or traditional it is, for a woman to ask a man to marry them, right? But considering the current trend, I mean, you know, you guys been in the game for almost 20 years. So considering the current trend now, would you do it all over again?
And you know what? Before you answer that, let me just tell you, we took a little poll.
Oh,
Yes, we
yeah.
did.
Oh,
We did an
okay.
IG
I'm
poll.
so
We did a
curious to
Facebook
hear.
poll.
You were
Let
like
me tell
this.
you, honey, the yeses had 67%.
That's right.
And the no's were
It's
what,
33.
33, yes, indeed. Yep. So, you know, you got,
So a
you
lot
got
more,
a team, honey.
yeah.
You got a team Candice out there.
That's
Yes, you
awesome.
do.
I love that.
But like I
love
said,
that.
you know, we've been noticing ever since last year a big trend, especially on IG. You know, a lot of social media. You've been seeing a lot of the videos or the reels where the woman's getting down on her knees and things like that.
They're changing it up.
Yeah. So you personally, though, would you do it again after everything that you know?
With this man, yes.
Okay.
With this man,
Right answer.
I would.
Right answer.
And she would do it even more so with Boris Kojo or Idris.
I would. I believe. I said it before. I believe that when you have an opportunity, then you definitely need to pursue that opportunity, and you should go after that, and not assume that that opportunity is going to be waiting. Right.
There you go.
Also, not assuming that that opportunity thinks that there isn't an opportunity there.
So is that
prayed on it,
spoken like
too.
a true businesswoman or a true married woman?
Probably both.
But I will say
You
this.
said you prayed on it.
I did.
So, I mean, she wasn't
did.
just out there willy-nilly, y'all.
Absolutely
I mean, for those
not.
of you that are like, I'm considering proposing to my man, make sure you pray on it. You know, seek him, for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
My answer would be different this time. Last time I said, not now.
Right. What would you say?
So
this
now I
time?
would say yes.
Yes.
Right off the bat. Right off the bat.
Right, yeah, I'm ready now.
Right off the bat. Because you don't want to let her down.
Yeah, I'm
again,
ready to.
right?
I'm ready to be married now. You know, after being married 20 years, I think I can.
Yeah, now, yes. That was a good time.
Yeah.
Listen, let's switch it up, y'all. Let's talk about the subject, just the two of us.
Just
Ready for
the
that?
two of us.
Yeah. Okay, we talked the other night about several areas that couples seem to neglect or value one thing over another. Okay, so we narrowed it down and came up with the following 3 areas that the 4 of us felt were important. Here we go. Marriage resuscitation. How many can you get with that? Can y'all get with that? Prioritization and valuing experiences over things. What you got, honey?
You know, so let's kind of unpack it a little bit, and we're going to give some insight to it. You know, the way I see it is, we always say, hey, we need to take our vehicles in for maintenance and all. Marriage is like the same thing. You know, if we're not taking care of those important things within our marriage, we're going to be broken down on the side of the road, all right? And then the counselors, us, we're going to be that tow truck driver to come in.
About a tow truck, but I will come to the rescue.
That's what I mean. We coming to the rescue, right? So let's look at some warning signs first.
Sounds good.
All right. One of the things that I noticed was that we get a lot of couples that contact us to say, we're not on the same page. We just can't get it together. We can't seem to agree on anything. That's a warning sign that your marriage needs to be resuscitated.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You guys feel with any other warnings?
Not being attentive.
Mm-hmm.
Not being attentive, not being warm.
Present but not present.
Present but not present. That's
Yeah.
exactly.
God is here with me.
Oh, we all singing
Yeah,
today.
you know what I mean?
Not singing,
I
singing.
mean, what do you think, though, Ramel? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you guys, I want us to all kind of weigh in.
I agree with all those warning signs. I also think it's kind of the same with what Candice said, not being attentive, but not listening. Sometimes, and I can be bad at this, not be exactly, because sometimes, if your spouse is saying something to you and you don't absorb what they're saying, you might not respond the way they're anticipated, or you might not do what's necessary to try to, address whatever concerns they might have. But listening, I think, is, like you said, active listening, or the lack thereof could be another sign.
And let me explain what active listening is. Active listening is when you're not just listening. So, hey, I heard you. Yeah, you heard me, but were you listening, right?
Right.
So are you understanding what they said? Did you repeat what they said to let them know that you are listening? And whether you feel that they're right or wrong, do you validate, or did you validate what they said? By repeating those things, by showing some empathy toward them.
And you know what? That just leads me to distance. You can tell when your mate is being distant. They're just distant. They're just not present. And so with that, they're not creating a soft place to fall. We use that term all the time.
All the time.
Each other's soft place to fall, which is a form of trust.
Yep.
And so you're not going to really willingly trust someone that you feel is distant, that they're just not present.
Yeah.
So,
And, on the flip side of this, of all of this, we definitely want to look at what can we do to get back on track, to start getting on the same page. And not just because we're counselors, but after you pray on this, you need to seek a counselor, family counselor or marriage counselor, whatever. You need to seek counseling on this, because it's just like going to the doctor. You're sick. You're not a doctor. You don't know how to fix that. So allow the professionals to start preparing. Not preparing, I'm sorry, but to fix those issues that you're having.
Another thing too is at that point in time, work could be taken over, children could be taken over, just, the demands on life. That's when you want to just basically shut it in. Shut it in, take a vacation, get away. Doesn't have to be, extravagant, but you definitely need to take some time out, some quality time out for the two of you.
So we were talking the other night, though, and Candice, you said something really important about you got to take vacations. You got to do these things.
Yeah.
Unpack that a little bit.
I think it's very important, just as we're diligent at going to work, we're diligent at being parents.
Amen.
We're very diligent in those things. No one has to remind us to do that. But it's interesting that people do have to remind us to take time out for ourselves, take time out for our marriage. My love language is quality time. My husband knows that. Spending time with me is very important. It's very important for us. And vacations, we're able to do that.
Yeah.
So now it's a matter of saying, okay, we have this many allowed it days. It could be 3 days, 2 days, whatever it is. And then maybe here's the budget, right? And then maybe here's how many trips we're going to go on in a year's time.
Yeah.
Maybe some will go with groups, some will go with just the two of us, some will take the children, but pulling
Which
time
is also,
out
we
and
forgot to
planning.
mention, it's the title of our show today, Just the Two of
Just
Us.
the two of us. Yes,
I'm
that's
glad
what
you
it's
brought
all
that
about.
up.
So that's why it's so important. You're right.
It is.
It
You never
It's
told me
very
we could
important.
have a budget.
Oh, well, that's for you to tell me.
What's a budget? What's a budget?
But it is important to
write
schedule
that
that
down.
time.
I think it is important, and I think people, the reason why I said budget, because some people say, oh, I can't afford to travel. Right. Oh, I can't afford to go on this lavish trip. But you can. And there are destinations that would be affordable to you in your budget. Yeah. And I think as long as you prioritize taking vacations so that you can recharge your batteries as well, for you, for your marriage, for everyone's surrounding you.
And be willing to be spontaneous with this, right?
Yes.
I mean, one of the things, I'm the love fairy in our counseling sessions, and one of the things that I'm constantly doing is giving them assignments. I'll have one leave the room, I give the husband an assignment, I have the wife leave the room, and then I have the husband leave the room and I give the wife an assignment. And it's wonderful to do things spontaneously. Surprises kind of, they spice up life a little bit, as long as they're good ones.
Yeah.
Although by you telling them that isn't being spontaneous, but
well, no,
at least
not
setting the
everybody's listening.
atmosphere.
I don't know
for
if
them
all
to
mates
be-
are listening together,
Yeah.
but that is something for you to put in your ticker tape
Yeah.
and just, call on upon.
Yeah.
Do it.
And Candice, you mentioned a word that we can go ahead and segue into our next subject with, which is prioritization. All right. And a lot of us don't prioritize each other. We, like when we're in our individual counseling sessions, I'll ask a guy in a minute, when I hear certain things, I'm like, dude, who are you beholden to? Right? Because if you're not beholden to your wife and you're putting all these other people in front of her, right? Why do you think you're here?
Right.
So you have to ask yourself, who am I beholden to? And that's your priority right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And that, the warning signs are no date nights.
Yeah.
Again,
when you're
like
not
you said,
doing date
beholden to
nights,
everybody else,
yeah.
that means you're taking care of everybody else's needs but your
Yeah.
man's.
Yes.
And it's important to have those date nights in prioritizing your marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And just like Candice was saying about the vacations, date nights are just as important.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Years ago, we actually went to counseling years ago, and it came to my attention that we needed to spend more time together, do more date nights.
Mm-hmm.
And now people will comment all the time, "Hey, we never see you guys one without the other." We're out constantly now.
What's our word? Siamese twins.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
attached at the hip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Right.
But you're
So-
right. And that's, that's your person. That's what it's all about. That's what you chose this person for.
Absolutely.
That's your person.
Absolutely.
So for
That's your
sure.
helpmate.
That's part of being present. That's part of being present.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I mentioned that at first about being present but not present. You might be here, but if you're not actively engaged with your family, with your spouse, then you're just there. You're just, you're just status quo.
Right.
What are you doing?
Right.
Right.
Well, I think for the advice for, the warning signs when it comes to prioritization, and that is bringing back your date nights. Absolutely. Bring them back. Bring them back,
Yes.
y'all. And again, I think the beautiful thing about this is it's whatever you like. It could be the movies.
Yeah.
It could be date night stay in, where you can do, a carpet picnic. Your favorite foods and, your Netflix and chill, but it's your time. But make sure that you make it about y'all.
Exactly. And one of the other things that I can say is to actually, we talk about quality time. What does quality time actually look like? Because to men and women, quality time is two different things. And I'm sure Ramel will agree with me. Hey, and I know better now, but back in the day, quality time is what? We're in the same room, right?
Yeah.
We're spending time together.
Yeah. I'm over here working. You're over there working.
Yeah,
Don't get it twisted, y'all. Don't get it twisted.
What's your
we're knocking out
definition?
two birds with one stone, right?
Right.
Quality time, is everything but what you just described, where we're just in the same room and that's the only thing.
Yeah.
We do all types of quality time, and I want to kind of, piggyback off of something Candice said about, hey, you can take a cheaper trip or something like this, but you don't even have to take a trip at all. Kind of like you were saying, it could be a date night at home. It could be a living room picnic. It could be, we do this thing where we hang out in the hot tub at night, and we'll sit there with the music on and a drink after a long night or a long day or a long week or what have you. But quality time for us is something as simple as sharing a new television show.
Yes.
Like we'll sit down there and we'll make it a habit. Hey, we're going to watch. We've done a few
series.
shows. Our most recent one was Ozark.
That
Sit down
goes,
and watch
that goes
those.
to my point, though. You have to define what quality time looks like. You guys have a rhythm in your quality time. You know what each other likes, but a lot of people, they don't, right? So a lot of times, and our counselees that are listening, they'll tell you what I'm getting ready to say. What does quality time look like, right. to the individual?
Yes,
and it
absolutely.
looks different for both people. So
Absolutely.
you have to explain to your spouse, hey, this is what quality time looks like. I know you like sitting on the sofa with me, but can we cuddle while you're sitting there?
Well, that's where the communication comes in. I think while you're having that quality time, you see people and it's like, okay, we're here now. What do we do? We're together. There's where you can communicate it. Start communicating. Use that quality time to communicate about the things you like. You like this? This feel good? You like doing this? Does this work for
Absolutely.
you?
Absolutely.
Ask.
Absolutely.
And that's where that active listening comes in too.
Exactly.
It does.
we tried quality time where we were watching television, and years ago she was in the Scandal. I did not like that show.
You know what?
So
I never got into it. Guess what our binge watching lately is?
What's that?
Scandal.
I turned my husband onto so many things. I'm like, open your mind, baby, open your mind.
I will try anything. You know, and when it comes to food, I'll try anything multiple times just to make sure I didn't like it. I sat down and watched Scandal with her several times, and I'm like, no, this show is too dramatic and crazy. I can't
It's really dramatic and crazy.
It's intense.
Yeah.
And so we had to pick other shows that we both agreed on. There are shows I watch, she will not watch.
Really?
There are shows that she'll watch that I won't watch. So we have to come to that medium, and that's part of that, active listening. Hey, do you like this? I watch Game of Thrones. She will not watch a single episode of that show, and I already know. But we can sit down and watch Ozark.
Yeah, we've watched Ozark.
I think, but it's also active listening and acceptance.
Yep,
right?
exactly.
So not converting. So I'm not going to try to convert him and shove Scandal down his throat, and he's not going to stop and try to shove one.
But that's what we call submission. Submission is doing something that you would rather not do, but because you love this other person, you give yourself and do it.
You mean like clean out my closet and organize things in my closet?
Within limits. Within limits.
But you know what, Ramel, so, and on my brother's behalf, Ramel did do that. He watched it, and then he was like, okay, this is a bit much. So you did, instead of just being like, no, we're not
absolutely.
doing it.
Yeah, he tried it. He watched a couple episodes.
And I watched multiple episodes.
That's the thing, being open-minded.
Yeah,
yes.
You guys heard my Tyler Perry story before. It's about being open-minded. Ramel, you said something earlier about, she's on the sofa, I'm on the sofa, I'm doing work and she's doing work. Right. The thing is, one of the keys that we didn't bring up in prioritizing each other is to give each other the undivided attention that each other deserves.
Absolutely.
And that's where the active listening would come in. That's where the communication would come in. Hey, let's put a pin in it right here. So we're going to break for commercial and come back with the letter of the day.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds great.
All right.
Don't go away, y'all.
Don't leave.
Hey, Brian in Valencia here with Gulf Coast Jewels.
And we have a wonderful special for you guys that are listening to Love in Black. We're doing personalized jewelry and beads for 20% off. Make sure you guys use the code Love in Black to receive that special gift from your family at GC Jewels.
And make sure that you guys follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Shop GC Jewels. We'll see you soon.
Hey, and welcome back to Love and Black with Tory and Teri. We have our good friends Ramel and Candice Blue in the house today.
Team Blue.
And we are going into the letter of the day here before we run out of time. But anyway, today's letter of the day is brought to you by Gulf Coast Jewels. All you got to do is go to their IG page at Shop GC Jewels and mention Love and Black with Tory and Teri and get that special discount. So today's letter deals with a woman who, in fact, hasn't done it yet, but ask us our thoughts if she should ask her fiance to marry her boyfriend, actually. So it reads, Dear Tory and Teri, my boyfriend and I have been together for 5 years, and I don't want to rush him, but I know that I want to spend the rest of my life with him, and he wants the same thing. So why hasn't he asked me yet? I keep asking myself. We are both driven and intentional. She is. And he always seems to go after what he wants. That's how he got me. For some reason, I am scared if I push him towards marriage, he's going to leave me. Whenever I bring up the subject, he always says that we have a good thing going and he doesn't want us to end up like his parents. Well, the other day I was online and saw this beautiful engagement ring. I kept looking at it and going back to it, and on the third time around, I purchased it. It arrived last week, and I keep trying to gather the courage to ask him to marry me. Am I wrong? Should I respect his feelings and not trigger any unnecessary PTSD from his past? I am feeling very strongly about marriage and want a family. What advice can you give to me as to how to do this the right way? And we're going to ask the experts.
Yes, Mama. Give her some advice.
Tell her, Candice.
So I think that because you want to be married, ultimately, that seems to be important to you. Family seems to be important to you. You're not going to know until you ask him. So I say go for it and ask him. Hopefully he says yes. In the event he doesn't and he's against marriage, then you guys might have to have a conversation about that. Yes. And you might have to reevaluate if marriage to him or just being with him is ultimately what you want.
Basically, closed mouths don't get fed.
Closed mouths do not get fed.
All right. What you got, brother?
I agree wholeheartedly, but I will say this. There's one thing that I want to point out in your letter. You should not be afraid that he might leave you for asking him to marry you. If a person truly loves you, they're not going to leave you for that. I can think of a lot of reasons to leave someone that you care about. That's not even in the top 1 million.
Yeah.
But, if you saw the last show, my initial answer to my wife was not right now. It wasn't yes. I know she wanted me to say yes at the time, but I don't feel like, and she can tell you this too, she didn't feel like I was going to leave her if she asked me to marry her.
Definitely not.
I never saw it coming, but at the same time, the first thing in my mind was not, I need to leave.
Gotcha.
I thought this woman has an incredible amount of courage to do something like this. This is unconventional, but leaving is not the issue. Do it. Don't fear anything.
There you go.
I want to just say this, and that is pray on it and follow your heart. If that's what God leads you to do, then he's going to align with you. But be willing to accept whatever answer that you get. And it may actually enlighten you once you find out where he actually stands and why he's made the statements that he has.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Great answers to all of you guys. Hey, we're out of time. We love having you guys. We might have to do a part 3 one day.
Yeah, like this is so much fun. It goes by so fast. It's so much fun.
So we thank you guys for being on, and
thank you for having us.
You're
Thank you for having us.
Gotta come back. I'm just saying.
Thank you so much.
We love you guys. Listen, tune in to us every Saturday, and don't forget, for your marriage, relationship, and individual counseling, go to iforeverwill.com. And we'll see you next week right here on Praise 92.1 FM and 102.1 HD2. Make love, not war. Have a wonderful week.
This episode of Love in Black with Tory and Teri is brought to you by Gracie's Restaurant on Kirby Drive and the Carrabba's family of restaurants. If you would like to be a guest, sponsor, or advertise, contact us at info@loveandblackwithtoriandterry.com.